Hello everyone, welcome back to another 1v1 battle. This is going to be Boris Todbringer leading Middenheim versus the Wood Elves. And you can see I'm about to get bombarded by a Waystalker and the Glade Lord Arrow of Kurnos ability here. So for my army here, I basically built an army in hopes that the enemy brought a land or an elf-based army, and they did, so kind of got lucky there. But this army is going to be a front line of just basic spearmen to fight against other Eternal Guard. We have one greatsword to get in there and do some decent damage. We also have 3 crossbows, and then also a silver bullets. I brought the silver bullets because I wanted them to be part of a trap, so I didn't want the enemy to know that I had them. Then over here we have an Empire Knight and then 2 Demigryph Knights with halberds, and I was going to rely on these 2 specifically to destroy a tree-based army in case I ran across that. But I'm very glad that this is not a tree-based army. So anyway, for the enemy army here, we have the Glade Lord female. You know that because she shot the Arrow of Kurnos. Then we have the Waystalker. And then back here, we're going to have 6? Yeah, we have 6 different Glade Guards. And it's a mixture of Hagbane tips, normal, and then Starfire shafts. So they got poison, anti-armor, and then normal damage mixed in here. And then behind them, we have 5 Eternal Guards with shields. They have a Spellslinger of Life, I believe, which is the heal spells. Let's just double check that. Just a singular heal spell, actually. And then over here we have Wild Riders with shields, 2 of them. So again, the idea here was to try and draw the enemy into a trap with the silver bullets. So what I'm going to do, knowing that they have a Waystalker and then also a Forest Dragon, which has anti-armor capabilities, I'm going to run Boris Todbringer in there because he has regeneration and I had a Life Wizard. By the way, I have a Life Wizard over here. And the plan is to try and draw the enemy into my silver bullets so they can just start peppering them down with a bunch of gunfire on the dragon. Now, clearly, since the army is retreating back towards here, they have an elf army. I'm assuming an elf army because they took a Glade Lord and a Waystalker. That's going to be over here. So what I want to do is try and get some combat very quickly with this Glade Lord, because obviously I'm going to lose this because we already have low health right here. But I wanted to cast Regrowth on Boris. I misjudged how far my Life Wizard was, and then I was like, oh shit, because I need Regrowth to win, or to survive through this, and there we go, finally the Regrowth is going to pop. I'm actually kind of lucky that Boris broke here, because I was trying to give him move orders, because I want them to try and get greedy and finish me off and then run right into my silver bullets. Now, the idea wasn't to get Boris that low near death. Luckily, I did get the Regrowth on him, and he is going to be able to fall back, and the enemy is actually chasing, because they think they only have 3 crossbows, which aren't too crazy, but then I have the silver bullets over here too, and then we're actually going to get a stun off here, and then we're going to shoot them with the silver bullets, and you can see we're doing a lot of damage. Look at that. Look at how much damage the silver bullets did. And that was the plan, to draw them in and kill the Glade Lord over here in range of my silver bullets. And again, kind of went to plan, although Boris got a little close to death. But it's at this point that the enemy is going to march their archers out. They're going to march their row of Eternal Guard, and they're going to get their Wild Riders over here because they can see that I am bringing over my Cav contingent. I'm going to get hit with a couple more arrows of Kurnos, and then also just getting nailed by all of these Glade Guards. Was not accounting for that, and then I also get hit with the Prey of Amnath Rama right here. I wanted to do a quick hit and run, just finish off the Glade Lord and then run. And so Boris is actually going to fall here. So the trap ended up where I wanted the enemy to be greedy. I ended up in the end being too greedy to try and kill the Glade Lord, and so Boris Todbringer is going to fall for that with the Net of Amnath Rama. Again, the female Glade Lord is just so much better than the male Lord because she has these abilities. But I'm like, well, okay, Boris is dead. Let's see if we can at least finish off the Glade Lord, because they're actually running their Glade Lord straight into the silver bullets, or maybe they're going for my Jade Wizard. And I think they misjudged how much damage 3 crossbows and a silver bullets can do against the Glade Lord. They're not that heavily armored, so they are actually going to fall, I think, over there. Meanwhile, the Greatsword is going to back up the middle against these Eternal Guard. I should have probably just ran them around. And then we're just kind of matching toe-to-toe with the Eternal Guard. On the flanks here, I have my 2 Demigryph Knights against their 2 Wild Riders, and actually my Empire Knights and 2 Demigryph Knights. And I'm going to be pulling out my Empire Knights here shortly, and I'm going to just run them down. I'm going to run down the line of Glade Lords. I cannot allow all of this to survive for any length of time, because now you can see they're all going to focus down on my Jade Wizard, who has cast a heal ability over here on the Demigryph Knights, or I think just did. So we're going to be healing through the fight with the Wild Riders. You can see we've already routed 1. And again, the main line of Spearman on Spearman is just kind of a slow, drawn-out fight there. So here oh, actually, was it a Demigryph Knight? Oh, I thought it was an Empire Knight. Okay, well, it's a Demigryph Knight, my bad, is actually going to go, and I'm just going to continually click attack orders down the line. There's no reason to stay put for that long. You just need to disrupt these archers to get them into melee and halt their firing. So I'm just kind of going up and down. I'm running one of my spearmen over here. This spearman who was helping with the cav fight is also going to be coming over here against the Glade Guard. And so I'm going to just try and route all of this. And now we have the Empire Knights. Yes, the Empire Knights now come through the forest. They're going to assist against this. And you can see how much damage we have dealt them already. And that's just been basically just by our Demigryph Knights just running through the line. Not really standing still that long because I needed to try and route them all off and make them all move so they cannot fire for that long. Luckily enough, my two Demigryph Knights were able to push off the Wild Riders, both of them, because they're Demigryph Knights with halberds, and that's kind of what they do. And right now I'm trying to get my Knights away from this Spearman and trying to engage it with my own friendly spears to try and tie up these Eternal Guards so my cav is free to just wreak havoc. And you can see that is exactly what we are doing with all of these Glade Guard. Again, the front line is just... oh, you little sneaky devil. They're trying to snipe my Jade Wizard there. He did rout, but he's coming back. This one Eternal Guard did break through the spear line, and now it's chasing our magic bullets, so we're running the magic bullets over here, and we're going to hit them with the 3 crossbows into the back of, so the unshielded side there. Eventually, these are going to actually catch the silver bullets. They will do some damage, but we are going to rout that Eternal Guard with our crossbows. Meanwhile, back here, we are still just causing massive havoc against all... Look at all this damage we've dealt against their Glade Guard. We've just done so much by continuously moving. Don't let your Knights stop for too long because then they'll get focused down by the rest of the Glade Guards. And again, they are very fragile units. You can see just by running through them how much damage I could cause with those Demigryph Knights. And here we go. We're about to rout this Eternal Guard with shields. And again, we still have the Great Swords in the middle because my Spearmen are about to die, so I'm going to keep them in there. These Spearmen are still fighting for their lives. These Spearmen are fighting against the Spellslinger, which actually I should have microed them somewhere else. That's kind of a mismicro to be held up by just one single unit. I need them to go like into here and fight these guys. So yeah, we are just finishing off the Glade Guard. I think I just rerouted the Wild Riders. Yes, I did reroute a Wild Rider with shields. Now we're going to split up my cav into different Glade Guards here to try and finish them off, because I am kind of losing the frontline fight here, so I'm going to need my cav to help and do like rear charges here and here is what I'm thinking at this point. So with this Eternal Guard routing, my silver bullets are free to fire into the back of this Eternal Guard to try and help this fight going on. My Empire Knights are going to temporarily withdraw, but they're going to come back, I think, around right there. And my Demigryph Knights are still just trying to cause havoc and rout the Glade Guard off the field. Luckily, we are near the edge of the field, so they are just routing right off, which is, whew, thank God. This Spearman is going to go over into the forest to try and help my cav with the Glade Guard over there. My crossbow is now focusing on the center, or what remains of the center of both of our sides, to try and destroy these Eternal Guard, because you can see my Spearmen cannot stand toe-to-toe with them because they do have a higher armor. That alone will probably most likely get them... Actually have higher stats in general. But anyway, we're helping our... Well, what was our Spearman with our crossbows. Now you can see this Eternal Guard is going to charge into the silver bullets, but now we are covering the silver bullets with the 3 crossbows over here by shooting into their backsides. Cav fight, I think we rerouted the second Wild Rider group at this point because they came charging in to try and save the Glade Guard, and so they were very low in number at that point, so we were able to kill them pretty quickly with the Demigryph Knights. These Eternal Guard just refuse to break because of their high leadership, but they will break eventually. This Empire Knight routed off a Glade Guard up there. Now they're going to come back into the fight over here. You can see one Demigryph Knight is going to try and assist the crossbows because these Eternal Guard finally broke through my Spearmen here. So we're going to throw our Jade Wizard to try and halt them to free our crossbows and also slam into the backs of them with the Demigryph Knights. As long as they're not braced and you hit their backsides, if you can break them around quickly enough, the Eternal Guard will not do too much damage to Demigryph Knights if you can break them pretty quickly, and that's what I plan to do there. Silver Bullet's still just kind of firing into this area to try and assist my one Spearman that remains over there. Crossbows are now freed up, and I think they're going to shoot into the backs of the Eternal Guard, but they're going to rout there, and I think that is going to be a mass rout. And holy crap, what a close and intense battle, and thank Sigmar I decided to bring the extra Empire Knight. I was going to cancel that at the very last moment and just bring additional Spearmen to try and whip around the flanks, which maybe could have worked too, but with the extra cav in this fight, I was able to, Again, I thought it was the Empire Knights that were going down the line because I was just spam clicking and trying to micro everything. It was actually my Demigryph Knights that were killing the Glade Guard. But anyway, the point is I had 3 cav units, so I was able to free one up and then run through the Glade Guard and just disrupt them to the point where they couldn't do too much after their initial killing of Boris Todbringer, which, damn, man, I got really greedy there. It was crazy because the plan was enemy gets greedy and then I'm going to kill them. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be this epic trap, man. And then I almost died, and I was like, oh shit, but then Boris was healed, and I was like, yeah, and then I got greedy, and then I ran after them, and then they're like, oh, you fell into my trap, and I was like, no, I fell into the same trap that I literally just fell into, no, and it was, anyway, Boris paid the ultimate price in the end. Jade Wizard at least stepped up and controlled the army from then on. You can see the fight really was decided with my Cav. The two Demigryph Knights with halberds were able to wreck the Wild Riders. Wild Riders can have a kind of okay shot against Demigryph Knights, but they need heavy support from leadership and like heroes in the fight with them. And then they also need like a rear charge from Hawk Riders would help them a lot. And then just spells like... I think it's Regrowth is one that gives them physical defense and regeneration. I think that's what that one's called. So they would need like that spell, or they would need the Lore of Shadows to debuff my Demigryph Knights or buff them. So like they need heavy support against Demigryph Knights is what I'm saying. But they did not have that support in this fight, so my Knights were able to clean them up pretty handily and then just go through all of these Glade Guard, who did manage to kill Boris, did rout the Jade Wizard, and did do some damage to my Cav, but they just didn't have enough mobility here after I crushed the two Wild Riders to stop me from getting this Glade Guard. And again, thanks Sigmar that I brought the third one. Because if I didn't, this could have been an entirely different match. If these two units were getting shot at by Glade Guard and focused down, they probably would have lost, and then it would have just been GG at that point. I was talking a lot. Anyway, good game to Commander Audette. That was well played. Multiple traps were sprung. I don't even know if it's just traps. It's just me being greedy there at the end. But anyway, Magic Bullets did pretty good, or Silver Bullets, whatever. And Spearman Line did what they do. They died pretty well, and they held the line for as long as they could. You can see the Eternal Guard here did much better because they have higher stats overall than our, crappy Spearmen. And that should be, because they're elves. They should be better. Waystalker got 56 kills, and I think most of that was actually in melee against my great swords and my spears. Like, he actually pulled his weight quite handedly. And again, the Glade Guard didn't get to do too much there. But in any case, hope you enjoyed the battle with Boris versus the Glade Lord, and let's go watch a cinematic view of this one. So here we go, Boris approaching the Glade Lord. I kind of overestimated how long he could survive against the Glade Lord in melee combat, especially after taking so much damage before that. Miscalculation on my part. And I also thought that the Jade Wizard was closer and in range to cast Regrowth when I did this initially. Oh boy, how wrong was I? Kind of lucky that arrow just missed him. That may have been the deciding factor, because he was on the edge of death. And I was like, okay, move. We gotta move. We gotta move. We gotta move. We gotta move. And now we're routing. And I'm getting healed. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Run, Boris. You got a dragon on you. And then the Silver Bullet's like, surprise! We were here the whole time. You've only seen 50% of our power. Ooh. And then here I am, being a fool. Knowing full well there are I could see the arrows coming out, but I thought, man, we can do this. We can do this. Not thinking at all about the net of Anathrema. God. Also just got hit by 2 additional arrows of Kurnos. Damn ability, that's so good. And I'm like, oh, no. I should have known, like, I've used this ability so many times, but it just didn't pop into my head. And I was like, fuck, Boris is so dead. He is so dead. He is so very dead. There he goes. The fight hasn't even started yet, and he's already dead. This is also bad on my account. I should have either had the great swords or the spears wrap around the flanks. In fact, I probably should have had the great swords go through the middle and the spears pull back, because the great swords couldn't do too much. They like lost their charge here, but that happens when you're too busy over here microing 3 different cav units to try and fight Wild Riders. Also trying to heal them to make sure they stay alive. Help them, spearmen! And what I thought were Imperial Knights are now actually Demigryph Knights. Go! Don't stop for nothing! Nothing, I'd say. I think this was the initial unit I clicked the attack order, knowing that they would track them through other ones. And then I just keep clicking. Oh! Look at that! I haven't really shown off the Spellslinger's melee animations. It's pretty cool, and they just drag someone up in the air into this bubble, which is what they just did. Now, of course, she's not going to do it. Run them down! Kill them all. Let's see if she's going to do it. Where are you? There you are. It looks really cool. Ah, whatever. Too bad you don't have shields on your backs. Wood elves. Ooh, that elf's head just came off. Oh man, they really just died very close to each other. What up, Boris? What up, Glade Lord? There you are. Jay Whistle coming back. He's not done. There it is. Damn it. You sneaky, sneaky Spellslinger. Oh well. You get the gist of it anyway. Stab him in the butt. These Immigrant Knights did some work today, man. Kick him in the face, Shade Wizard! For Boris! Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the battle. Oh, look, he's gonna give that elf a hug. Oh, kitty Cav. So sweet. Just trying to hug people. That's all you want to do. And I will see you all in the next episode. Take care.